Lawrence Bossidy once said, "Nothing we do is more important than hiring and developing people. At the end of the day, you bet on people, not on strategies." And Steve Wynn tells us, "Human resource isn't a thing we do, it's the thing that runs our business." People are without a doubt the most important resource in any business. The success of your organisation hinges on the folks who come in every day and put in the work. So it stands to reason that your human resources department is arguably the most important department in your company. Think about it. Your HR managers and team are trusted with the care of the organisation's most precious asset, from the start to finish, from the initial recruiting, vetting and hiring, to the onboarding, to training and developing, all the way through until the moment an employee leaves the business. Surely, with so much resting on the shoulders of one department, it's crucial that your HR game needs to be absolutely top-notch. In this training, we're going to show you how to do exactly that.
Around 30% of new employees resign in the first 3 months of employment. 13% of millennial employees would quit their job if they don't find potential for career development. 89% of HR professionals agree that conducting regular performance management is more effective than annual performance reviews. These statistics show that human resources is an increasingly important area that businesses should focus on. Our course is going to consist of a series of critical discussion points. These are designed to cover this broad topic as thoroughly as possible, to encourage growth in these vital areas, and to facilitate a real and fruitful discussion within your organization about how you can each improve on this essential characteristic, both at work and in your personal lives in general. Some of these will be pretty lengthy, and some will be relatively straightforward and brief. At the very end of this roadmap comes the most important final step. Discussion time. Do not skip this. This is the most important part of this training. When you've finished this course, you need to spend at least an hour or so going over the questions we supply at the end as a group. Whoever's the head honcho in the group should designate a facilitator whose responsibility it is that each question is covered and that everyone, time permitting, is able to have their say. Make sure all contributions are valued, all suggestions considered, and all opinions respected. So let's move into the first discussion point. Improve your recruitment process. If you're looking to skyrocket your business, you need to have the right people with you. They are a group of individuals who are wholeheartedly committed to your company and will do all in their power to make your business a scalable one. Moreover, you're fully confident that they will be with you in the long haul. To build a team like this, you need to start strengthening your foundation when choosing employees. In short, you need to invest more time in the recruitment process. Hiring employees is not a mere random selection of individuals, nor is it showing preferential treatment to those favored. Rather, an effective hiring process invests a reasonable amount of time in pre-employment screening. This means getting to know the potential employee as much as you can. Learn more about their background. What do their past employers say about them? Do they have a criminal history? Is there anything in the information that may seem inaccurate? Moreover, prioritize soft skills such as proactivity, communication, and teamwork over expertise and skills. Remember, a strong work ethic is greater than technical skills. Educate employees. As the HR department, your main goal is to maintain the level of happiness and satisfaction of the employees. An effective way to achieve this is by giving them opportunities to develop their professional and personal skills. This means dedicating a budget for educational programs such as online courses, conferences, and seminars. Don't feel that such activities are just a reckless way of spending the company's money. Instead, treat it as an incentive and an investment. In time, your employees will learn more skills and grow more, both as professionals and individuals. This in turn motivates them to keep working for you. Discuss this with them to determine the best education you can provide for each one, so they can make the most out of it. Set clear expectations. Despite having a strategic recruitment process, there will always be some employees who are lackadaisical, unmotivated, and can even start to be a bad influence on others. Such individuals should not be tolerated, as it will affect the team's morale, which, in turn, can have major turmoil in the company's performance. To prevent such a thing from happening, you need to establish clear expectations from the start. Set straightforward rules that are to be respected by everyone. If someone's not able to comply with the agreed standards, or is purposely disrupting the workplace camaraderie, frankly tell them the consequences they may face if they continue their behavior, and be firm about it. This will help you to avoid having second thoughts when you're forced to fire someone. Work on incentive programs. Rewarding employees for a job well done is a surefire way to get them motivated. After all, as the HR manager, their well-being is your number one priority. Incentives come in all shapes and sizes. Talk to your team and consider offering rewards for every milestone achieved. You can take them out for lunch, give out memberships, discount coupons, company apparel, and even support their personal causes. Yet despite all of these, you can regularly reward them with the simplest yet most powerful form of incentive: saying thank you. Utilize HRIS software. HR administration can be a laborious, time-consuming process that involves a lot of data and paperwork. Fortunately, there are a lot of tools available to simplify this process. To make the HR department much more efficient, you need to have HRIS software. HRIS, or Human Resources Information System, is a digital solution especially suited for small to medium-scale businesses that optimize daily HR tasks by managing and organizing company data. HR software makes it possible for the HR department to save more time and resources and allocate them to more profitable efforts. Are you looking to integrate HRIS software for the company? Here are the top tools that you can choose from: UKG Pro, TriNet, Bamboo HR, Workday Human Capital Management, Oracle Cloud HCM, and Zenefits. Consider flexible work options. Ideally, employees should be present at all times while working at their normal full-time 8-to-5 jobs. However, this might not always be the case. Some companies found out that employees tend to have lower morale for not being granted their personal schedules. One of the HR department's responsibilities is to maintain productivity among employees. Making adjustments to their work schedules is a great way to do this. After all, Exercising reasonableness in the workplace is a way of telling the employees that you care for them and that their welfare is your first concern. How can you make such adjustments? You can do this by offering flexible work options. Here are some options that you can provide to your employees. Remote work. Working remotely at home and using video conferencing apps for communication. Alternating locations. Taking turns between home and office to work. Compressed work week. Employees can shorten their work week by working more hours on other days so they can have more time off. Adjusted work hours. Employees can alter their work hours, but they have to complete the regular 8-hour workday. Part-time work. Working 30 hours a week or less. Job sharing. Splitting tasks and duties with another employee while sharing the same role. Flexi meal time. Employees can choose the time to eat and have a shorter break so they can leave early. Develop awareness for the company's objectives. A strategic HR department is dependent on how well it links to the company's goals. This is why it's important to have a thorough understanding of your company's objectives. This means having a clear awareness of your company's mission and vision, including its goals and milestones. When you have a complete insight into what your company wants to achieve, you can easily articulate it to your HR personnel so that they can align the department's objectives with the organizational goals. Give out effective feedback. Receiving feedback is oftentimes frowned upon due to it having negative connotations of fault-finding and being hypercritical. Yet on the contrary, giving out feedback can have a great impact to achieve individual and organizational success. When you give out feedback, it promotes professional growth, improves retention, and increases sales. There are two types of effective employee feedback. Number 1, reinforcing feedback. The type of feedback that encourages an employee to keep doing a certain positive behavior. When we give this type of criticism, we're verbally reinforcing the positive effects of someone's actions, thus the derivation of the term. Example: one of the things I really admire about you is, something I really appreciate about you is, I would love to see you do more of. Number 2, redirecting feedback. A type of feedback that is as if we're telling someone that we want them to stop doing this and start doing this, implying the benefit of making such a change. Example: do you have a moment for some feedback? I'd like to give you some feedback. Is now a good time? Regarding X, what do you think is going well, or what didn't go well? Ongoing employee feedback in the workplace is vital in replacing outdated performance reviews and shifts the focus in helping people develop. Well-constructed feedback also serves as a great tool for you and your team in building a feedback-friendly environment. Get rid of problem employees. Let's face it, who doesn't have a single problem employee in the workplace? These menace-like workers are the ones who are resistant to their job and their teammates. Having troublemakers like these can highly affect employee morale, for they create a toxic workplace environment. If left untreated, they can slowly tear others, or even worse, tear down the company. Sadly, some companies are too afraid to let go of these jerks. The reason is that some of them are actually the top performers on the team. For this reason, some managers end up compromising their values just to keep them. Don't let this happen. If you have doubts about firing such ones, A research paper from Harvard Business School will encourage you to take action. It says, in comparing the two costs, even if a firm could replace an average worker with one who performs in the top 1%, it would still be better off by replacing a toxic worker with an average worker by more than 2 to 1. The point? Find out who these and get rid of them fast. Build momentum by continuing to keep these toxic people away from your company. If you do, you'll create a tranquil work environment. Implement job shadowing. Training is an essential role for HR managers. However, when the word training is involved, they often think that it involves paying. But that's not always the case. Employees can be trained without spending a single penny. How is that possible? Job shadowing is an activity in which a staff from one area of the organization has the opportunity to work alongside other staff in a different area of the organization and gain insight from the experience. Employees engaging in job shadowing will help them to learn and grow within their current role. When you provide job shadowing sessions to your employees, they'll get to understand how other departments work, learn from the experiences of other colleagues, grasp the importance of how other roles support the organization, appreciate other needs and priorities outside of their work role, gain more appreciation to different roles and functions within the organization. Job shadowing helps employees to learn new skills, qualities, and related competencies that can be helpful to their current role. Moreover, being exposed to different areas within the organization can help them gain a deeper appreciation of how other departments work and how their roles contribute to the success of the organization. This in turn will help them to mature more professionally. Help employees identify job-specific goals. As the manager, you may have defined expectations for each employee, but it shouldn't always be the case. After all, at the end of the day, they know themselves better than you do. What you can do is ask your employees to identify goals that are specifically associated with their jobs. When managers see how their goals harmonize with a company's objectives, they should then quickly help them to develop action plans to achieve those goals. Roles vary in the workplace. However, goals akin to productivity and efficiency are often very effective. As you work with your employees, make it a point to reduce errors and boost productivity. This in turn will save more time, produce more sales, and improve your well-being. Apply the PTO policy. At times, you may find out that workers look gloomy and depressed, and there could be a number of reasons why. Some employees feel that their work is just the same thing over and over again, as if being stuck in an endless loop. On the other hand, someone might be dealing with sickness, loss of a loved one, relationship problems, and other personal matters. As for others, they just can't simply handle the pressure of their work, causing them to become stressed and burnt out. If so, then this surely means they need to take a breather. A day off from work can help them unwind and reset. When they return to work, they will feel more refreshed and invigorated, producing more desirable results. As the HR manager, it's your responsibility to make sure that employees have the right to take a break. You do this by paid time off policy. This policy simply means that an employee has the right to have time off from work while still getting paid. PTOs include holidays, sick days, vacation, and personal matters such as bereavement leaves, jury duty, and even military training. PTOs give employees the freedom to take days off according to their discretion. It also allows them to have some control of their schedule to attend to personal matters. Sure enough, employees will value the flexibility that they gain through this policy. This in turn assures you that when they return, they will be more productive than ever. Create a celebration culture. Company culture is the backbone of employee retention. People will more likely stay if they enjoy every second of working there. However, low morale may be a result of the lack of celebrations in the workplace. For example, maybe your team reached a new peak in sales this month. Yet for everyone, it's just a reminder for them to work and work more. If this is the case, then it's time to make a change. Whenever your team achieves something for the business, go ahead and celebrate, even in the small wins. Try to have a fun office party after your team accomplishes a milestone or finishes big projects. The key is to create more opportunities to celebrate more often. For instance, you can have a company potluck and exchange recipes with employees. Gatherings like these increase camaraderie and togetherness in the workplace. Some companies also promote smaller, less official holidays for employees to enjoy. Ideas like open house, bring your dog to work day, National High Five Day, and National Pizza Day are great opportunities to have a workplace celebration. Another way you can express simple gratitude is by surprising employees with healthy treats. Now and then, try to bring in healthy and nutritious snacks. Doing something nice and unexpected for the employees is a way of saying thank you for a job well done. This will surely motivate them to keep doing their very best. Treat them with respect. Respect is fundamental for a healthy work environment. Treating employees with dignity contributes to their well-being. When you respect employees, they become more alert, creative, and productive, thus resulting in a more positive workplace. So when it comes to showing respect, always remember, treat others the way you want to be treated. So how can you create a respectful workplace? Consider the following. Show courtesy, kindness, and politeness. Avoid micromanaging. Are not too quick to judge. Understand their limitations. Listen to their opinions. Being aware of your body language, tone of voice, and demeanor. Treat them fairly and equally. Practice empathy. Respect others' cultures and beliefs. Set KPIs. As an HR manager, one of your main duties is to ensure that employee performance is always on an optimum level. You can do this by setting up KPIs. KPI, or Key Performance Indicator, is a gauge that indicates how effectively a company is in achieving its strategic objectives. KPIs help to evaluate the success of reaching their goals. So how can you effectively establish KPIs? Here's what you should do. Write a coherent goal. Your KPI should be integral to the business. It needs to be aligned with what the company is trying to achieve. Share it with employees. Communication is paramount. Your employees need to understand the goals from your perspective and how their help can contribute to the success of the company. Review them periodically. Check in your KPIs from time to time. This is essential to track your progress and assess the company's development. You can do this on a weekly or monthly basis. Make sure it's actionable. Divide KPIs to create short-term and long-term goals. Modify to fit changing needs. Organizations adapt to new practices. Modify KPIs to complement new changes. Update objectives when needed. Businesses evolve, and KPIs should too. Regularly check to see if KPIs are needed to be changed or scrapped immediately. KPI metrics increase performance visibility, showing those who are performing well and those who are not. It also directs behavior, encouraging a worker to perform better. When companies utilize KPIs, it unites employees to work towards common goals. It also helps in quicker decision-making. Information gleaned from KPIs can also help in developing future strategies for the business. And now it's discussion time, the most important part of this training. Whoever's the head honcho in the group should designate a facilitator whose responsibility it is that each of the questions you see on your screen is covered, and that everyone, time permitting, is able to have their say. Make sure all contributions are valued, all suggestions considered, and all opinions respected.